Verbs. When you use the past participle of a regular verb, you add ed to the end. But when you try to pronounce this, normally you have problems. It can be quite difficult. You normally end up pronouncing ed, which doesn't exist in the English language. So, if you are mispronouncing words that end in ed, keep watching this video because I am going to help you to get it right. Welcome back. I'm Teacher Mark, and today I'm going to talk to you about verbs that end in ed and how to pronounce them properly. Regular verbs in the past participle, basically. So, let's begin. So, first of all, whenever we have a word that ends in ed, a verb, like these words here, as you can see, they all have ed on the end. They're regular verbs. But a lot of students will say ed when they pronounce it. They will say expected, stressed, played. And this is incorrect. This is not how we pronounce it naturally in English. What we have instead, sorry, this is wrong. Let's make sure that you don't use that. So what we have instead are three different sounds depending on the word. I'm going to help you find out which word has which sound, but let's go over the sounds first of all. So this one we say id, not ed, it's id. Ed is a very open mouth. Ed, that's wrong. Id. If you look, it's just my jaw dropping. Id. T. And d. So these are the three sounds that you're going to use instead of this forbidden ed. So let's look at these words to give you an example. So listen to the way I pronounce them. Expected. Notice that this becomes the id sound. Expected. This one, stress, becomes stressed. Can you hear the t sound? Stressed. Played. Listen to the d. Played. So these are the three sounds that you will use when you're using verbs in the past participle, regular verbs in the past participle. Now, how do you know which word has which sound? Okay, this is where I'm going to help you further. Okay, so how do you tell the difference? Which sound do you use for which word? Well, there are two ways, and I'm going to teach them both to you. Let's start with the simplest one. So, first of all, you need to put the word back to its base form. You need to remove the ed. So let's have a look what I mean by that. So if we look at this word connect, if we remove the ed so that we put it back to its basic form, connect, then we're going to focus on the last letter. So in this case, the last letter of the word connect is a T. Now, if this letter is a T or a D, we are going to use the id sound. So connected. If the last letter of the base word, stress, is a K, an S, a ch, a sh, a f, a p, a th, or a k, then we're going to use a T. So as you can see, stress, stressed. And as you can see, our friend Tony Chair has returned. T-Chair is back, and he is saying the word for you. You can see that he's saying stressed. Well done, Tony, you got that right. It's the first time he's being good. He's not doing something naughty. Okay, so stressed. So we have removed the ED, and the last letter, the sound of that last letter is one of these. If the sound of the last letter is anything else, then it's going to be a D. So we can see here, hire. The word hire becomes hired. Now, let me teach you something very important. Although I told you to return the word back to its base form, its simple form, if the word ends in an E, you need to remove both the E and the D, okay? So even though this word is higher, because it has the E, that is part of the ED. So we need to take both of those away, and we are going to focus on now the R, the letter before the ED. So R is amongst our anything else. There is no R in here. It's not a T, it's not a D. So therefore it has got to be a D sound. Hired, hired. Right. Now for the other way. How else can you tell the sound difference? Well, you had a very easy chart. The problem with a chart is that it's not always on your person. You might be, oh no, I've forgotten my chart. I can't check how to pronounce this word. So, okay, the alternate way is to use your knowledge of voiced and unvoiced sounds. Now remember, I have done a video on voiced and unvoiced sounds. If you haven't seen it, there is a link in the description. So just follow it, listen to it, and understand the difference between voiced and unvoiced. But to make it simple, voiced sounds are the ones that you produce here. They have a buzzing feel to them, like, for example, okay, and z, they come from here. Now, unvoiced sounds are air being blown out the mouth with an obstruction. So, for example, like the letter F, that's just air being blown out. S, the letter S, S, that's just air being blown out. So these are unvoiced sounds. But seriously, if you haven't seen my video on voiced and unvoiced, watch that first, because that's going to help you here. Anyhow, let's continue. So basically, as with the last explanation, if it ends in a T or a D, you are going to use id. That remains. That's easy to remember in comparison to the other letters, because the others, there are lots of letters. Is this one the T letter? Is this the D letter? But in this case, T and D are easy. If the word ends in a T or a D, boom, it's id. That's easy. But now, if the last sound of the word before the ED is unvoiced, you are going to use the T sound. If the last sound is voiced, you're going to use the D sound. So, as you can see, our friend T-Chair here is back. He's already given us the answer to the first one. He's telling you, it's a T or a D. It ends in a T. So if it's a T or a D, respected, it becomes tid. So therefore, that one goes in here because it's an id sound. So if you look at the last letter is a t. Okay? So let's look at the others. Let's see if we can put them in the correct column. So, okay, like. Now, very important, remember, this E is part of the ED. If you remember, if you put a D here, this is part of the ED. So we want to ignore that. We want to forget about that, and we're going to focus on this K. So when we say like, that k sound, like, k, k. So is that voiced? K, 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 like. That's unvoiced. I don't make any sound. I don't feel vibration here, like, k, k, k. So in that case, it's unvoiced. So it has to go here. So it's liked, liked. Oh, good. Okay, so there's one. So we got liked, because that K has a K sound, which is unvoiced. Let's look at this word, agree. Okay, so the same as the last one, the D would be here. We got to forget about this part, and we're going to focus on the E. So we still have an E. So this is E. Can you feel vibration? E. There's definitely vibration when we say E. So agree. So in this case, it has to be a voiced sound. So it goes in here. Agreed. Agreed. Duh. Okay, plan. So we have an N on the end, so that sound is N. Is that voiced or is that unvoiced? N. That's definitely voiced. We have vibration. N. So plan becomes planned. Okay, planned. The next one, thank. Right, if you look, this is the same sound as we had by here. So we know that k, k, k is unvoiced. So that goes in this one as well. Thanked, thanked. He thanked me for being such a nice teacher. Don't say anything, I'm watching you. Teacher normally causes trouble. He's being very helpful. I think it's because he's been on holiday for a long time. I mean, he's had a couple of months holiday. I do not get a couple of months holiday. You're very lucky. So I think he's being nice because of this. Okay, invite. So once again, remember, we ignore this, we ignore the E, so we're focusing on the T. So invite. T, t, t. Is that voiced? Is that unvoiced? It doesn't matter. It's a T, remember? T or a D, it goes here. So it doesn't matter if it's voiced or unvoiced. So that, invited, invited. The next one, study. Okay, so we're focusing on this at the end, this E sound, study. Remember E? E. There's a lot of vibration. It has to be a voiced sound. So, stud, and remember, we don't use the I, we use the I-E-D. We don't use the Y, sorry, we use the I-E-D. Studied. Okay, studied. And the last one, listen. So once again, we have an N sound. We had that by here. N. Remember, that produces a lot of vibration. N. So it's voiced as well. So it's listened. 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 You've got the D sound. Okay, so let's go through these once again. Respected. Respected. Invited, invited, we got the id sound. Liked, liked. T. Thanked, thanked. And this one, agreed, agreed. Planned, studied, listened. So agreed, planned, studied, listened. Can you hear the difference in the sounds? It's very apparent when you've heard it, when I've explained it to you. So, I don't want to hear you using ed at the end of these words any longer. I've been listening to you and now I have taught you the correct way to produce the sounds and how to tell, how to figure it out. So, remember, id, t, and d. Never ed. I do not want to hear stress ed, make ed. I don't want to hear this anymore. I'm listening to you. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you in my next video, and if you have any comments, if you need any questions answered, just write in the comments section below. I will answer you, I promise. Okay, bye-bye. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to subscribe by clicking this MW English Services icon by here. There are also 2 more videos by here that I think that you'll be interested in. If you've seen them, then visit my channel for more. Take care guys. Bye bye.